In the words of a late Bob Cole, oh baby. Cole Caufield's a 40-goal scorer, folks. Curfew Boys are back in the house tonight. Habs take down the Bruins. What more can you ask for? Seriously, just something of sheer beauty. I'm Chris, first time host tonight with, of course, Fireman Sam. How you
Hey
doing?
now.
Hey now.
Can we say it's the luck of the Irish? St.
Oh my
Patty's Day?
god.
Hey,
It's not
hey,
luck.
Rusty
It's not
rising.
luck.
Hey,
It's
hey,
skill,
Rusty
Sam. It's
rising.
skill.
Hey, hey, Rusty rising early in the morning. Shaved his belly with a rusty razor. Shaved his belly with a rusty razor. That's all I got.
You know what? I
wish I had
couldn't
the
do it.
green t-shirt. I wish I had the green Montreal Canadiens t-shirt for tonight. Happy St. Patty's Day to our brothers and sisters, our Irish brothers and sisters today.
Yes, sir. Honestly, a very windy St. Patrick's Day here in Montreal.
Oh my god, dude, it was brutal today. I worked today, so been chasing nothing but tempos and wires down everywhere in town.
I mean, I don't mean to get all symbolic here, but could we say a wind of change? First time in the
Dude, I think
history of the Bell Center that we are actually seeing a 40-goal score in a Montreal Canadiens jersey. I'm 33 years old. It's been 32 years. My eyes were still in development the last time that there was a 40-goal score, not to mention that I was probably pronouncing my first words. Sam, you were a young boy as well. If I was 2, you were no more than 6 years old, probably.
you know what's funny? I need to go research when that song came out by the Scorpions because I kid you not, I need to go. I'm doing this right now. Wind of
While you
Change
do that,
by the Scorpions, because if it came out, it sounds like it came out in the 90s. When did it come out? When did it come out? Because there's some 1990 in their 1990 studio album. Okay, we were close. Okay, it doesn't matter.
we're
For
close.
4 years before the last time the Montreal Canadiens had a 40-goal score. Chris, I was listen. I don't even remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday, so I don't remember 1993. Unfortunately, I don't remember 1994. I don't remember seeing Vinny Danfus scoring 40 goals in a season. I don't remember the importance of it. The last time we had this was Max Pacioretty in, my God, I forgot the season already. But obviously, we all know he had 39 goals. And it was just a matter of time before Cole Caufield was going to hit that number. And there's no better way to do it in a very tight playoff race. It's St. Patty's Day. I'm already drunk without an ounce of alcohol in me. But
Well,
it just come in at a perfect timing against your against your number one rival, the Boston Bruins, at home in what was considered, you and I specifically, and probably the entire Habs nation, the entire city, sports radio stations, English and French, and podcasts and fans out there dictated this game to be the biggest game of the season. One down. I want to say still one more to go, maybe more, but we got 2 points. Would have much preferred for Boston to have 0. But it's okay. As long as we're ahead of them, we got the 2 points. 2 points is better than 0. And 1 point for them is better than 2 points. So we'll go with that.
I mean, Sam, you're just getting the ball rolling, folks. There's so much to discuss, whether it be in the standings, whether we reflect on the emotions behind the first 40-goal score in 32 years, whether it be about the breaking down the game. We've got you covered. But first, a quick message from our sponsors. So, kickstarting Les Délices La Fenêtre, some of the best pastries in the Montreal area, whether it be cakes, cannolis, and our favorite Zeppolis, especially during the month of March as Easter is approaching. They have 6 locations, including Rosemere, Brossard, Saint-Julie, Montréal-Ouest, Pointe-Claire, and our hometown of St. Leonard. Visit lesdeliceslafrenette.com. They are simply delicious. Of course, tonight, our fellow friend, Sunil of the Habs Cave. A Habs fan's dream to have a man cave like the Habs Cave. Follow Habs Cave on Instagram for the best Habs memorabilia and overall fan content. I will say, if you're already following Sunil, do not hesitate to share his page with other friends who are not already following. Just a wonderful human being, super active in the Montreal Canadiens community. What more can you ask for?
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, but not least, Mike's Barbecue Rub, which is a Canadian company, and of course, Sammy, one of Sammy's friends. I guess like just wonderful,
From
wonderful
back in
Canadian
the day.
company based out of Munch. Well, I love his chips. I
Yeah,
can't get enough of his
they're
chips, but
amazing. They're amazing.
wonderful company based out of Montreal, Quebec, that sells barbecue rubs, sauces, and kettle cooked chips. All of their products are proudly made and packaged here in Canada. Now, their barbecue rub, first off, can be used on all types of meats, vegetables, and even fish. Do not hold back on that spicing. Absolutely great, especially on the grill. Grill season is coming up. Secondly, they have their wonderful kettle cooked chips that I cannot put down pretty much every single game. Again, they're cooked here in Canada, and they are the only company in Canada who's using their respective barbecue rub as the seasoning for their chips. You can follow them on pages such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. All of their products are available for purchase online on their website, www.mikesbarbecuerub.com, and they do ship across Canada, so no excuses to get your hands on their goodies. As always, and especially after a 40-goal season with a win over the Bruins, you know we got to say it. Don't
Don't
forget
forget to
to
rub
rub your meat.
your meat. Oh,
I hope I
that's gonna
did
be-
justice for our partners. That's the first go
I
around,
think
so if you like what you heard,
I think you did.
maybe I'll be back.
I think you did. Comments are already coming in. Obviously, a big win from our boy Roberto, who I don't know if he was at the game tonight, but he was at the game the other night with Anthony. It's funny. Both of you guys go, they lose. Both of you don't go, they win. maybe a maybe a
Yeah, yeah.
pattern. Maybe a
For
pattern.
this week, guys, don't go back to the Bell Center,
Yeah.
please. That's all we're asking. Sam, on this note, okay.
Mm-hmm.
For first thing that comes to mind,
Yeah.
I need to, as a defenseman yourself, as somebody who's played
I mean, I'm a
countless
forward, but
years of
sure,
hockey.
sure, I'm a forward, but sure, I've had to cover for defensemen from time to time, but sure, ask away.
We're gonna finish on a high note, but I do
Mm-hmm.
want to start with something that I think has been bothering the group of us, and we'll see whether or not Ant can join here on the episode. He's out of power, so we're gonna try to get him onto the episode via
There's lots of people out of
phone.
power all day. Yeah, I'll try to get him to come on.
But Sam, I need to know what's up with those defensive mistakes. Unfortunately, this is my opinion, but the Montreal Canadiens could have taken this game in regulation. I
Yeah,
think some of the defensive mistakes and coverage. I'd love to get your take
well,
to get a feel for that.
it was obviously the Boston's second goal, which was a complete brain fart by I want to say both. You could not point the finger, but you could say maybe Lane should have covered the guy. But then you see Oliver Kapanen coming in with the player, kind of lets him go because he's thinking maybe a defenseman has him. I got to get the third man high. So a bit of confusion there. Jaden Strubal's with his guy, so unfortunately, not unfortunately, but he's not exactly the guy to point. I'll use, for lack of a better term, there's no blaming, but I'll use the term just to point out on that play. And the first goal by the Bruins, Matheson gets it, tries to clear, it bounces. He's right there. I think it was Pavel Zacha that scored the first goal. But after that, Chris, I thought they kind of tightened it up a little bit after. I think I don't know if they got a bit of an earfold or something or a wake up call. Yeah, hi, Big Pizza Pie. It's going great, especially after a big win. Hi to everybody, by the way, who's watching us on either YouTube Live or TikTok. Or TikTok, excuse me, Twitter, also known as X. Click like and subscribe real quick, folks. It is absolutely free. Share this with your friends. No, Chris, seriously, they tighten it up, but you know what the key thing was tonight? But I think Boston too had maybe the same game plan, risk management, and that was the theme of Marty St. Louis at the end of last game against the Anaheim Ducks. Oh, folks, his pretty face has arrived.
What's happening, guys?
What you have the
You found
perfect
the
T-shirt
flashlight.
on. You
There you go.
no, he's got a couple of candlelights going on.
No power since 6 o'clock this morning.
Ooh, you
Had
gotta get
my
out of
son
Laval.
had my son's birthday with 20 people in this house with a generator.
Okay.
What a night. What a night. But I got to plug in my TV and watch a beautiful, beautiful game. I don't know if you guys spoke about this, but these 2 points were huge for us. And to
Yeah.
end it off with a 40-goal score since 1994, I am fucking happy.
Yeah, we mentioned
you know
all of
what?
that, Ant. You're a little late to the party.
Well, you know what?
No, it's great. Yeah, it's huge.
Did you guys know that Cole Caufield scored 40? Did you guys hear that? Cole scored 40
just
goals?
savoring it, man.
Bro, like, is there a lack of electricity going on in that brain of yours? Like, I understand the power's out, but what about up here?
Roberto saying,
didn't
and
pay
he's
your
asking whether or not you've been paying your electric bills over there,
Pay
Ant.
your electric.
Actually, wait, Roberto, you have electricity. You're like 3 streets. Yeah, but the other street has, I don't know. It's fucking crazy. It's
Maybe
The
crazy.
wrong
Yeah.
spot to settle
You're on
down.
the wrong.
But
You're on
you
the
know
wrong
what?
grid.
Well, there's one thing. I can say
Mhm.
this much. Ant's there wearing a t-shirt, so that means his house is at least very well insulated. If his power's been off since 6 a.m. with these big gusts of wind and everything, at least there's not heat
It's not
escaping. So
cold yet. It's
anyways,
not cold yet.
Yeah, there's a good
that's
question that just came in from our friend Jimmy. Power play struggling. How about lining on power play 2? Okay, so here's the thing: is that Liney is still not activated. I have no idea when that's going to happen, folks. I have no idea when Patrick Laine is going to be coming back. I think a lot of people anticipated some type of news after we all got the breaking news of Kirby Doc going down for another 2 to 4 weeks. And I feel for Doc. I really do. At this point, it's if he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all. But I think majority of us would figure that with Kirby Doc out, Zachary Bolduc in, which is what happened. And I thought he had an okay game. He created one very good scoring opportunity in I want to say the second period, where he protected the puck very well, went around the boards, the back of the net, came out the blue line, put the puck on net. Texier picks up the rebound, finds Jake Evan, back door all alone. Evans just couldn't squeeze it in the open net, and like they had a decent game, that line. But just to kind of conclude on the whole Patrick Laine subject and the power play, yeah, the power play struggling a bit. They're just so creative to the point where they're a little too creative. Sometimes, man, simplicity, simple things, man. Just sometimes shoot on net, get Slavkovsky to screen the damn goalie, because when he's in that bumper spot, he either screens the goalie or he could deflect the puck, or if they find him in the bumper spot, he's got a good enough shot to rip it. So yeah, the power play is struggling a bit, not because of lack of effort or execution. I just think they're overthinking.
I think they're overthinking it. I think they're
Yeah.
overthinking it. They're trying too hard to make it perfect.
Exactly.
Because when they actually just take the shot, like we've seen a couple of games ago, magic happens. Now I am at 1%, so I'm gonna have to say bye to everybody. But I want to, and you guys can continue the Liney topic because I think it's something we should talk about. But one thing you guys can, I'll just start this subject, and you guys do what you want with it afterwards.
Mhm.
Can we all say and agree that Josh Anderson is playing playoff hockey in the last 3 games?
1,000%.
He is
1,000,000%.
noticeable. He is
Oh, yeah.
noticeable. He is playing. He's having opportunities. He's hitting. He is having a lot of scoring chances. He's using his body. It's playoff Anderson. I'm loving it.
Yep.
I hope he continues
Same.
this because believe it or not, guys, even though we're not in the same position like last season where we're fighting for that last spot, because we still have a lot of games left. Like there's 15 games left, and we're in a good position compared to last year. But believe it or not, it's still considered playoff hockey now because of how close
Mhm.
the standings are.
So
So
close.
every
Oh my
point
God, big
matters,
time.
especially tonight against
Mhm.
Boston.
Yep.
So every point matters. So playoff hockey started today. So guys, I'll leave it at that. Continue talking about it. Love you all. Happy St. Patrick's to everybody. Go Habs, go Caufield. Peace out.
Thanks, Anthony. We'll talk to you soon.
Sure, thank you.
All right,
So
now that
I guess we
Anthony's
should.
gone, fuck his topic. No, I'm kidding. No, he's right. He's 100% right. Josh Anderson, playoff mode. I think he knows what's important, and yeah, he's doing what he was kind of like meant to do. Just we're at a point now, Josh Anderson's career. Don't worry about the goals. Just go out there, forecheck, make life a living hell for the defenseman of the opposing team. And listen, he gets rewarded with a goal on a simple yet beautiful Lane Hudson control play effort in the offensive zone. Puck on net, Anderson in front. What more can you ask for?
Well, not only that, he also went on the breakaway shorthanded. Good save by
Oh my God,
Swayman.
yes. Yeah, yeah, that's
He
true.
laid the body.
That's true.
He laid the body like some big hits a couple of times as well. Like Josh Anderson on the overall,
Mm-hmm.
very, very, very noticeable, and his responsibilities, particularly the defensive ones and the forechecking and wearing out the other team's defense, like absolutely fantastic. I think another player who had a great 900th game, Brendan
Yeah,
Gallagher,
yeah.
finishes the game with one
Congratulations.
assist as well.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to Brendan Gallagher. I was there at the Bell Center when Galchenyuk made the cross ice pass to number 73.
That's
Brendan
crazy, huh?
Gallagher, who shot, yeah, it's that was 13 years
It's
ago
nuts.
since.
That's nuts.
So I
Do
mean,
you remember? Do you remember who it was against and who the goalie was?
it was New Jersey, but
Mm-hmm.
why am I not remembering who was in nets here?
Come on,
Uh,
come on,
no, I'm shooting blanks here. It's
come on. Who's legendary goaltender for the New Jersey Devils?
Was it Marty?
Oh yeah,
Oh
oh
my
yeah.
god.
I know, huh?
No, I almost
we're
didn't believe you
old.
for a second there.
I'm not pulling your leg, dude. I swear to God, Marty
Oh
Brodeur
my
was a
god.
goalie. Yeah, yeah.
Well, a lot. You know what? We got to get this. I want to get this down once and for all.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Elias, like Patrick Elias of the New Jersey Devils, or is it Elias? I got to get that out of the way. I got to hear it in the. If it's Elias, just write one. If it's Elias, write two. We got to get the pronunciation of this right. It's been killing me. I've been dying to ask this question, but put that down in the comments again. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. He right,
Hold on.
Elias. I hear it perfectly through the comments over here. But again,
Yeah,
one
we'll go
for
with that.
Elias, two for Elias. But Sam, so like, I'm super excited to get onto it. Like, God knows
Mm-hmm.
how many different subjects.
Yep.
Again, the veterans looked very, very, very solid. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think there's any debate on that. I really liked Phil Deno's game. I really liked the face-off circle. What we got to see.
Yeah.
Look, the eye test, without seeing any statistics, looked like we absolutely dominated, especially towards the end of the game, especially in our defensive
Mm-hmm.
zone. Like, great
Yep.
job by the Montreal Canadiens. But we had a significant portion of our last two episodes, and especially last episode when we talked about
Yeah.
what this week would mean. The Canadiens, this young team, had a major test to pass. Like we said, yeah, we get to check
Yeah.
off the box. One out of two of those big tests done, done well. But I'm curious to get your take as well on how this young team reacted. I thought it was very responsible hockey. I thought
Yeah.
it was, like you said,
1,000%.
very calculated. But we talked about the vets, the Danos, the Andersons, the Gallaghers, even the Texier looked fantastic out there. Don't get me wrong. Nick Suzuki showed up to play. What a
Oh
beautiful
yeah.
backhand
The
deep
first
goal.
period, he was buzzing. He was buzzing the first period, big time.
But I'm curious to get your take on this too. Like anything stand out on the youth side
Well, to me,
of the team, how they managed through this super high pressure game.
like you know what you're gonna get out of Suzuki, Cole. Obviously, we're gonna get to Cole a little bit more later on with the big goal and the big milestone. I thought Slav played a. I thought he played a decent game, protected the puck a little bit, quite a few times. Didn't really try to pull off these crazy backhand blind passes. I think he kept his game a lot more simpler than maybe previous games, or at least these last two games. But as far as youth is concerned, I wanted to see a bit more from Demidov, although he had that great opportunity in overtime. Just you know, veteran defenseman holding the stick. You know, it's okay. Wasn't really a hooking call or a holding call, but like just the defenseman just made a great stick check play on him and had to. Otherwise, maybe we'd be screaming Ivan Demidov's name tonight for a game winner, and Cole wouldn't have gotten his 40th. But nonetheless, I wanted to see a bit more from Ivan Demidov tonight. It was okay. Wasn't a terrible game, but that line was a bit absent tonight. Let's be honest here. I think out of all three lines, they were the worst, lack of a better term, but like they weren't terrible either. But they were the bottom of at least the forwards line. To answer your question, for me, the youth, it's Lane Hudson, 1,000,000% that he's the guy that we got to talk about because it's
You beat me to it.
yeah,
You
no,
really, I was gonna
it's
line. I was gonna just tee it
yeah,
off
don't
for you.
worry, don't
Just
worry.
go.
I got it. I kind of had to build it up, but like, because right now the youth, yes, they're slap. To me, the youth, it's really Cole and Suzuki are still young enough. Yes, they're starting to become older veterans now, especially Suzuki. Cole
Yeah.
Caufield's kind of getting there as he's going to turn 24, 25. For me, the youth, it's Slav, Demidov, and Hudson. And to me, Lane Hudson was like like phenomenal tonight. And talk about a redemption game for Lane Hudson after the loss against Anaheim. That whole defensive brain fart that him and Gooley had, maybe even you could throw in Cole Caulfield in there too on that play, leaving the paint totally unprotected, leaving the house unprotected, like we like to call it. And he didn't even look great on the Bruins' second goal. Again, another brain fart moment with him and Kapanen. Normally, Chris, or not normally, usually the best players find a way to redeem themselves and completely flip the switch or flip their game around when they had a quote unquote bad shift or a bad moment. And Lane Hudson did that tonight. Like 1,000,000% he did that. The Josh Anderson goal, that was all him. The defensive play in overtime, a risky move, Like it either works like a genius, like he did, or it goes over his stick on a saucer pass and leaves another Bruins player all alone. But you know what I mean? When we talk about calculated risks, as we watched it, it looked very calculated. It looked like a calculated, very high risk, but it worked. It worked,
Well,
and and that kind of changed the whole momentum for the Canadians, I think, because at one point, I think Caufield, Suzuki, and Lane Hudson, I think they were on the ice for for more than 2 minutes, something like that.
it was exactly that. It was exactly
So
that moment that I wanted to allude to because you have a minute and a half, and I don't know what the hell happened. Like you could clearly see that Caulfield and Suzuki were gassed,
no,
and
1,000%.
it was Pierre Hood right at that moment is saying, "Ooh, like it's been a minute and 30 some
Hmm.
seconds that Lane Hudson's on the ice," and then he just like dives down, surprise, motherfucker. He he takes the puck, and then he starts like the
Oh
afterburners
yeah,
up
yeah.
the
I don't
ice,
know
and you're like,
how.
where's this coming
I don't know
from?
where he
Where's
found
this
that gear.
energy coming from? I don't know, but
I
that
don't.
that alone, it's just like Lane Hudson, I I gotta go get. I don't know. I have two blank jerseys. I got an away Montreal
Hmm.
Canadiens jersey, and I got the reverse retro. And I'm
Hmm.
leaning towards the Suzuki and Hudson. Then again, there's Caufield.
There's
Do I
too
get the call?
many.
Anyways, I don't know. I don't know. But look, it's just special to see this young kid grow up. He's gonna make mistakes. Case in point as to what we saw in the second Bruins goal. But you know what? At the end of the day, Lane Hudson is a net positive. And I was thinking of this exact wording, if you will, is that he might cough up a couple of goals here and there, a couple of chances that lead to goals for the opposition. But we're living in a league where offense costs you significant dollars. And I don't want to say that it's just easier to keep the puck out of your net, but we can develop, we can go get guys who are very strong defensively, who will allow guys like Lane Hudson to go make their mistakes, who will allow guys like Lane Hudson to skate up the ice and Noah Dobson to skate up the ice and kind of protect home base back in the defensive zone. But offensive capabilities are a premium in this league, and you can't buy what Lane Hudson actually brings. So you know what? For all the mistakes that he makes on occasion, again, I'm ready to look past that because it's always a net positive with the guy. He's always there to make up for it. And again, it's way, way, way harder to go get a goal and be the powerhouse and the engine behind going to get that. I also want to add just one last little point. I don't know if he's watching right now, but DJ Gagnon, it's David. David, who likes to drop comments with another group chat, was saying Lane Hudson too on the right side, it hasn't been doing him any favors. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've noticed that as well, but like that might also be one of the causes as to why he's a little bit thrown off. Same thing, case in point, last game when he went to go and naturally kind of shifted over to the left side, only
Hmm.
for to open up the center of the ice. Like that cannot be easy for the kid.
No, it's not. But I mean, he's just so skilled that he's skilled and smart enough to make up for it. And he's gonna learn as he grows. But this is gonna be a big question for Habs management. Like, do we go find a right-handed defenseman? We have a David Reinbacher in Laval that everybody is begging to see to get the call up. Now that he switched, I don't know if he switched agent but he now joined. What is it? I have it saved right here, but I think he joined Kent Hughes's old agency. What's it called? He joined the Cortex.
There you go.
So what I mean? And then as soon as that happened, everybody was like, that means he's gonna get called up soon. It's like, no, not yet. The Canadiens do have the cap space for him. They have over just above $900,000 of free cap space, and he's at like 886, if memory serves correctly. So there is room for him. I just don't think right now is the best time for him because you bring him in, like, it's not that what's he gonna change, but there's I don't think there's a need for that. First of all, Laval has one game away to win of making the playoffs, of clinching, and they play tomorrow night. They play Wednesday night, so I think we're gonna wait and see what happens after that. We're definitely going to wait and see what happens once the Canadiens clinch a playoff spot. And then I'm all for it. I'm all for David Reinbacher coming up. Even if it's 5 games in the NHL, the last 5 games of the season, give it to him. You could rest your Canadiens if you have to. You could rest if you want to rest a Noah Dobson or a Mike Matheson, then do so. I just want to. This is my personal opinion. Pump the brakes on the David Reinbacher call up, and but at the end of the day, I'm not complaining at all for people wanting him to come to the Canadiens. It's because they're actually starting to believe in him, and and his proof of that is in his play, the way he's been playing in Laval. For him, numbers don't matter for David Reinbacher. For him, it's just making a defensive, like reducing your errors. I think I'm pretty sure they talk about risk management in Laval too. I'm sure management and coaching staffs talk together about it, and he's been doing that. He's barely making any mistakes. A first pass out of the zone, the first good pass out of the zone, and his plus minus numbers, even though some people don't truly believe in them, don't really care much for them, he's got a very, very good plus minus stat. So in due time for David Reinbacher, but I think management is gonna have to make a big decision regarding maybe the surplus of left-handed defensemen. And I'm not gonna lie, I am a bit worried about Arbor Jackey's future here. I know we mentioned this many times, but having said that too, I can't give any criticism towards Jaden Struble, especially tonight. I really thought tonight he had a very good game, like for the minimal role that he had and the minimal ice time. Like he's starting little plays here and there that lead to goals, even if he doesn't get anything on the stats sheet or any points. But and again, not to open up this whole can of worms debate, the Struble versus Arbor Jackey, I'm more of an Arbor Jackey fan than Jaden Struble, and it doesn't mean I don't like Jaden Struble. Actually, I love the kid. I just like Arbor a little bit more just because of what he brings and the fighting and all that. That's just my personal take. It's tough though. It's tough, and they won tonight with the lineup they had. I don't see Marty changing it just yet.
Well, I'll be honest, on my end, I'm gonna put the emotions aside, and
Mhm.
let's put the pieces together. Earlier today, Marty explicitly says this is the biggest game of the year. No surprise.
Mhm.
And next thing you know, Arbor Jackey's not in the lineup. If you ask me what that means, yeah, there's a possibility as of today, maybe Arbor Jackey's not going to be in the lineup game one of the playoffs. I don't like that. So
Mm.
bring the emotions back in. I don't like that. I really,
No,
really, really don't.
no, I don't like it either.
And you know,
But
it is what it is. They
Mhm.
clearly have their confidence, a little bit more confidence with certain guys, even though they're pretty much landing with the same usage and minutes in each respective game.
Mhm.
Uh, Look, time will tell how this is going to play off. But to go back to the whole right-handed defenseman discussion, we do have a surplus on the left side.
Yeah.
But I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring it back to the fact that again, it's 2 years in a row that they outright ask not to make any moves, and the captain
Mhm.
asks not to make any moves.
Mhm.
I hate to say it, but this might be a hard lesson that a young team has to learn.
Maybe.
Sometimes if you wanna go compete, like, you might have to say goodbye to some of the friends, and again, this might be one of the last lessons in that, and I'm not saying it's a big lesson, and I'm not saying that it's
Mhm.
something that's gonna mark them and change them or anything like that, but okay, we'll stand by it. But I think at the end of the season when Nick Suzuki, unless they win the Stanley Cup, when Nick Suzuki walks into Kent, Hughes and Jeff Gordon's office, they might they might not look in and say, "Hey, I told you so."
Mhm.
But they might say, "Do you see where it may have been beneficial for us to go get a veteran defenseman, right-handed defenseman to help you guys out?"
Well,
And maybe save
they were trying to go get Connor Murphy.
Connor Murphy.
I think that's pretty much out there. But then the Oilers got him, and now their fans are probably shitting their pants because Leon Draisaitl's out for the remainder of the regular season. I'm sure he'll
Jeez.
be back for the playoffs. Like if we think we have it bad in Montreal, man, my goodness, Toronto and Edmonton have it worse, folks. I'm just gonna straight up say that. But to come back to sometimes
Connor,
this
are
team
you
having to
awake?
accept. Yeah,
Connor, you awake?
that's a good one. I wonder how. I want to speak of Kent Hughes. I wonder how much transparency he has with, let's say, Nick Suzuki at the deadline, like especially this year. That it's been known that okay, he tried to go get Connor Murphy, it probably didn't work out. And it's been known that he made one last push right at the deadline, and it didn't fall through. Like I wonder if Kent Hughes went to Nick for not some sort of approval, but just to tell him this is the plan I have. This is the player we're aiming for. What do you think? So on and so forth. Like I'm curious. And in all honesty, this is why I can't wait for the next season of the Rebuild documentary to come out, because I can't wait for the episode, the behind the scenes of this year's trade deadline. Like, especially that it was like, oh my God, they tried making a big move. Like, obviously, they won't divulge too much information. They're going to blur out names and all that. But, like, I wonder what they're going to show the fans behind the scenes of this particular trade deadline. So, and again, at some point, Chris, like, I think, I mean, players know it's a business. It's a business of winning, and players know that we're probably going to have to give up somebody you're truly close with for an asset that might help us reach that final destination, the final goal. So they I think they know, and I think a guy like Nick Suzuki, I'm more than certain he's willing to accept that, because him too. It's like, we've been rebuilding for the past, give or take, what, 3-4 years now, or at least since 2022. So we're about to enter year 4 and into year 5, year 4, year 5 of the rebuild at the end of this season. So the pieces are slowly coming together. And you mentioned the biggest game of the year, Marty said, and he puts in the lineup. He put in Jakub Dobeš, and he passed the test
Oh,
tonight.
yeah. I can, and this is why we're sitting over here and not at the Bell Center, at least for now. But look, we're fans. This is our take. We thought that Jacob Fowler might see the net tonight, but Jakub Dobeš sees the opportunity, sees the day and the moment, and like, good on him. He played very well. A couple key saves against Charlie McAvoy with the blocker, like
Yeah,
outstanding save. Look, second goal was pretty. Both goals were essentially tip-ins. I'm not gonna, like, Jakub Dobeš was as flawless as
stellar,
he could be within
stellar.
reason.
Yep,
So,
yep.
do you go with him on Thursday
Yeah, I
after
think so.
tonight's performance? I think so too.
I
I
think
do
so.
think so too.
I think so, and I'm okay with that. I really, really am. I'm going to pull up the Canadian schedule, because I know obviously one big major test down, like you said, check mark next to it, and there's a big one Thursday against the Red Wings. Then the Islanders on Saturday. I think.
So,
I think
Sam,
again, dude. Like you remember how I said those back to backs against San Jose and Anaheim was a bit of an odd. I think it was a bit of an audition of who gets majority of these games now in the net, and I'm going with, like, for now. Listen, we're calling it as it is. We're going with. I say we go with Dobeš on Thursday. I'm willing to put all my money on it, and then we go from there. It's going to be a game by game basis, or analyzing it, I guess, however you want to call it.
so on that note, where are the Canadiens sitting? Looks like we have 15 games left in the season
Yeah,
officially. Canadians are sitting third in the Atlantic Division with 84 points, tied with Tampa Bay, also 84 points. They are currently playing the Kraken and leading 1-0 against the Kraken. But do not forget, folks, that Tampa has 2 games in hand. Buffalo is sitting with 4 points in hand, same number of games. And now we have the Boston Bruins, who are 1 more game played over us, so
yeah,
14 games
one game ahead.
remaining
Yeah,
and 2 points behind us. We also have Detroit, which are sitting 2 points behind us with also an extra game played. And for some odd reason, movie reference, you have once again the Columbus Blue Jackets,
oh my
like,
God.
that's they have that freaking, just, they're locked in like the
Yeah.
T1000 from Terminator 2, the liquid metal, just staring us down as they're running behind us and trying to catch. Exactly. It's scary.
He scared the
I
shit out of
hate
me.
Columbus. Oh man, that actor. I
He was
forget his name.
good.
I'm horrible with actors' names,
Yeah,
but
that's
he did
okay.
an amazing job. And honestly, he reminds me of the liquid metal Terminator from Terminator 2. That's the Columbus Blue Jackets right there. Beware of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Do not look back. Step on the gas pedal. Get out of that parking garage before the
this
truck
is
starts barreling down out of here. Anyway, Sammy, my movie analogy is done.
this is why not this coming Thursday. Obviously, it's against Detroit, but then a week later, the Thursday after, that's against Columbus at the Bell Center before they go on a 5-game road trip to end the month of March and to begin the month of April. So that game is going to be massive. We play them again on April 11th. Play them on March 26th. That's next Thursday. And we play them on April 11th, which is going to be the last home game of the season. So two big games, man. They're Columbus is they got something special. Did you see that fight between Nicolas Delaurier and Mathieu Olivier? Oh
yeah, I would again. That's the definition of the Terminator. You have Mathieu Olivier. He got cut. It felt like, again, Rocky analogy. He's got you see he's a man. That's where we're at with Mathieu Olivier. But it was a great tilt. Honestly, it's incredible to see. Like some of the best tough guys in the league are all from, or most of the best tough guys in the league are all from Quebec.
They're from Quebec. Yeah,
I mean, if we can't, pretty impressive. George. Well, you even go back historically, like George Laraque. I honestly put him right up there. Anyways, there's Semenko. There are a bunch of guys. Let's not get into that debate. But like the two toughest players in the league as it stands, I think it's fair to say Nicolas Delaurier as well as Mathieu Olivier. I'd love to throw Arbor Jack up in there, but I think these guys are absolutely like a step above just with the seasoning that they've had. And my God, what a fight! If you guys haven't seen that, free shout out to Hockey Fights. They have a great profile on Instagram. But NHL Discussions is another great one. It's everywhere. It's just Tyson Ali over there. But
no, it was crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. There's times where I still wish Nicolas Delaurier was on this team, man. Absolutely. And I was just about to say, if Quebec is not breeding goaltenders, well, at least we're breeding enforcers. So I was about to use the word goon, but that's not the right word. That's not nice. They're not goons. They're actually good players. They're good hockey players that you'd have on your team. They're good enforcers. They're great enforcers, actually. No, 1,000%. But yeah, no, Jakub Dobeš, man, huge tonight. I say he plays Thursday.
I think he's locked it in for Thursday. Again, there was it was such a nice tight checking game. We stuck with them. I thought after that first power play and clearly, let's not get into the reffing, but like the refs seemed to maybe favor the Bruins a little bit more tonight. Like the Canadiens kept up with them.
Sticks, man.
Oh, it was stupid, unlucky. The first one was unlucky. It was a 4-minute penalty. Of course, the Bruins hadn't scored on the power play in 15 straight opportunities. Of course, they'd have to score against us on their 16th. But look, we got past them. That was a huge test. Great game by pretty much it was a whole team effort. I thought for a team that didn't have Arbor Jacki in the lineup too, I really liked anytime anybody got close to Jakub Dobeš, they were like hungry dogs on raw meat right in front and like just completely devoured whatever was right in front. We have to circle back. Look, we're talking about a historical night over here. Cole Caufield is only the second player after Nathan MacKinnon to reach the 40-goal mark this season. Because he missed a game, should he play every single one of the remaining games? Mathematically speaking, Cole Caufield's at a 48 goal pace. Do we think there's any possibility that he hits 50?
Think that he hits 50?
Is that too much to ask? With
I don't think so. I can see him finishing the season with 40, between 44 and 46. So like not necessarily 45, but I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes with either 45, 44, or 46 goals on the year. 50, 50. I think 50, it's not impossible. I mean, hey, if he gets another game with a hat trick, well,
Send it away.
it's not out of reach. I just think I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. I'm trying to manage my expectations. Like imagine Joey all the way from South Korea shed a tear, finally seeing a 40 goal score in his life, and him and I are about the same age. So what's gonna happen with Joey if Cole Caulfield reaches 50? I don't know what he's gonna do. But chances are it ends with him in a South Korean jail cell. But anyways, but
I thought it was going to end more with Mike's barbecue, but Rob, but
well, but like out in public, not supposed to do that. You can't do that. 2 minutes in the box or 5 minute misconduct. Anyways, all that to say is to trust me. I wanted more than anybody in the city. I might
we
be there might be a lot to ask for Cole Caulfield to reach 50. It's not impossible though.
we've prayed for times like these. Like I want to take a moment to remind everybody, like we've prayed years on end, and I'm not talking about 40 goal scoring, a 40 goal score alone. Just like the Canadians are the youngest, if not the second youngest team in the whole league. Following that, they're in a playoff spot. They're in the top three of their respective division. They, are competing on a night to night basis. They're fun to watch. Like, what a
Mm-hmm.
privilege it is
Yeah.
to be a Habs fan. We're getting eerily close. Like, disregard today and the weather that we've got, but like the warm weather is right around the corner, and
I hope so.
there's no better place to play spring hockey than in Montreal. And the boys just have to lock it down, lock it in, keep going. Um, so exciting. We gotta check, going talking about points and Cole Caulfield. Where is Nick Suzuki in terms of points, and where is he headed? We also have to make that not bet, but we should circle back to see whether or not we do think that he can hit the 100-point mark, because at this point in time, I feel as though Nick Suzuki has just been cranking up the heat. He's been pitching in even more, getting more and more goals. Let's see over here. Nick Suzuki, 80 points in his 67 games. If he were to play all 82, he's at a 97.9 pace.
Wow.
So
When's
might
yeah.
not hit, just like Cole Caulfield, he might be, a couple to 3 points short of that, super grandiose title, whether it be the 50 goals or the 100-point mark. But like again, it's just been such a treat. Um, yeah, I don't know, Sam. I don't know if there's anything else that we missed. We didn't necessarily break down the game in grand detail, but
No, I mean
again, it's
we kind of did. It's the Canadians had them. The Canadians had, like I was convinced, Chris, that whole scramble in front of the net. That what's his name? That Peak, was it Peak or Pete? How
uh,
like he basically saved. He got the Bruins a point. It wasn't even Swayman.
oh, big
Actually,
time.
kind of you could throw Swayman in there too because Caden Gooley got a shot off of him, and actually, I don't even know how Swayman saw it, or I think he just felt the puck hit him and he just froze it. But no, Peak, he
Yeah,
man, that whole scramble in front of the net, man, he saved the Bruins. He got the Bruins at least 1 point. I was convinced the Canadiens was going to score on that one, especially when the puck came to Suzuki. Swayman was like not really much in his crease. It is what it is. I actually like Caden Gooley's game a little bit too. I thought he played with a little bit more confidence, was a little bit more, was a little bit, gave himself some scoring opportunities, some shots off the point, couldn't hit the net, but I like this game too. I thought the beginning of the game he looked a bit nervous, but then he got a lot more comfortable out there and he started playing better.
I I completely agree. It's just with you talking about Swayman, you hit something that piqued my curiosity throughout the day,
Mm-hmm.
or sorry, throughout the game, and that is I look at David Pasternak. Am I
So good.
crazy to think that there's something off? He's not as quick. Like I think he's nursing an
Oh,
injury. I
it
don't know. That's my sentiment.
possibly, dude. But last night on Monday night, I had both the Detroit game on and the New
Devils, Bruins.
Jersey and Bruins game on, and I just had it was just a long day or like early start at work, like everybody. So like I kind of passed out on the couch a little bit, but I woke up and I saw David Pasternak toe drag and give and just score like a beautiful goal for the Bruins. So I think it was to tie it up at least and bring the Bruins, at least give the Bruins another point. He's still, if he is nursing an injury, dude, man,
Doing a
he's
good
still
job of it.
lethal. He's still lethal. He's one of the best snipers out there. But we got Cole Caulfield.
Oh man, second best goal scorer in the league. Can't say that enough, guys. Just a quick update. Out of town scoreboard. You got 3-3 between the Sharks and the Oilers. Canucks are leading the Panthers 3-1. Sabres, damn it, are leading the Golden Knights 1-0. First intermission over there. 1 minute remaining. 1 minute 20 remaining. Seattle's on the power play. But it's still, oh, there you go. 2-0, 2-0 Lightning over the Kraken. Leafs lost to the
Ah,
Islanders.
no
Leafs, man,
surprise.
and that's just freaking hilarious again. I know that it's a top 5 protected, but the Toronto Maple Leafs, everything that's going on, the nonstop discussions about them not standing up for the captain, the lack of
Yeah.
culture, identity, you name it. They
Hmm.
don't even have their first round pick unless it's a top 5 pick that goes to the Bruins. That actually
Yeah.
goes to the Bruins, and then you have Trevor Minton.
Is
Again,
this
I don't think the kid is too bad
is
either, and that just what the hell
is
is going on in Toronto? I don't know, but we love it.
is this oh my god, what's the trade they made for the goaltenders? Andrew Raycroft for oh my god. Wow, I'm having a brain fart here. It's been a long night.
Tuukka Rask.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Thank you.
No,
Wow, major brain
don't get me
fart.
wrong. You
But
asked
yeah,
me before, and I can't even get the Marty
another
Brodeur thing. It's a goalie difficult night.
it's yeah, apparently so. Yeah, is it another one of those scenarios, I guess, but you know what? We've been saying it all along about the Leafs, and anyways, it just
It
whatever.
is what it is.
Leafs fold
Fans,
this Leafs fold the season. There you
yeah,
go. I
they
love it.
most certainly. Guys, look, this was a super emotionally charged game. I feel as though Sammy and I maybe
And
did the
weak.
rounds over here, but were there any questions? Any fans wanna ask us anything before we start to wrap this up?
Here's a good
Any
question. If we lost,
ooh,
what would have happened? I think it would have been on full panic mode on Montreal sports radio stations, both English and French. I think podcasts all over, they're both English and French, would have been, I don't know, either saying call up David Reinbacher because our defense sucks, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. It would have been somewhat chaotic, but listen, sometimes good teams know how to endure these pressure moments,
hmm,
and good teams try to find a way. No,
yeah,
here's another question: are you guys talking about Batman? Okay, no, but I have something
you have
prepped
to
for
tune
my
into
cousin
last week.
Chris. I have something prepped
Okay.
because earlier today, um, Marvel released teaser clips of the new Spider-Man movie. Okay.
I haven't even seen those.
There's
What am I doing with my life?
Well, you're not on Twitter as much as I am, apparently, which is probably a good thing. So keep it that. No, so tomorrow on Wednesday they will be releasing the first trailer of the new Spider-Man movie.
Oh wow.
Now, yes, I know the trailer's tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow. Today they released teaser clips, 5-second clips. There was a bunch of teaser clips and pictures. The full trailer's coming out tomorrow. So, Chris, there's only 3 actors that have played Spider-Man, at least that we
Oh,
could think of. So start ranking them.
The ranking.
This is gonna be an easy one.
Oh my god. Okay, okay. Kind of like Batman. You know how Batman is always broken down Bruce Wayne and then Batman himself? Do we
Hmm.
get the luxury of talking about, let's say, I think what differentiates Spider-Man is, in a certain sense, and for the longest time, especially with the new, well, with Tom Holland, let's call it the
Hmm.
ingenuity of the respective.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have Romeo the cat who's absolutely scratching the side of his mouth with the screen. So there's no earthquake here. It's just furry feline. But okay, I would say it like this. I'm gonna put, because for the longest time, not that he was irrelevant, but I thought that he was defined by Iron Man, the
Hmm.
weakest Spider-Man to me, even though he's come a long way. And I'd say at this point in time, with everything that he's done, Tom Holland still for me is at the
Hmm.
bottom. He knows too
Okay.
much. He's had too much help. He had the easy route. He didn't have it the same way. And
Okay.
there was no, with great power comes great responsibility. So with Larry
Well.
David fingers, I say he does not make it to number 2. Tom Holland has to go number 3, even though it's fantastic.
Hmm.
Andrew Garfield, naturally,
Hmm.
look, that scene alone, and the reason why he goes there, the scene alone with when he tries to rescue Gwen Stacy as she's falling,
Yeah.
that honestly, as a kid, you're just there like, oh my god, okay, that was more powerful than I thought emotionally for a Spider-Man movie. But I mean, Spider-Man 2. Dr. Octavius fighting on the side of a building and then on top of the train, like, what more can you ask for as a kid? What
Yeah.
more do you want? That's the rank. And Sam, you're up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
Go,
think it
and I,
goes with
of course, I don't know if I said
yeah,
Tobey Maguire is the goat of Spider-Man.
it goes without question because that Spider-Man movie changed it changed the way comic book movies are made in a sense. And for sure some people are going to say no, it was the Michael Keaton Batman movies that changed it. Some might even say for Marvel movies, oh, it could have been Blade that came out a few years before that. I think Blade was probably like a late 1990s movie. Like, you know, it's a strong case. They make a strong case, but just Spider-Man and the popularity behind him and the story and the character and all that. When that movie came out, it was like if your head could explode like multiple times over, that's what that movie did for me. And Spider-Man 2 was great. Some could say it was probably even better. Something about the first one though remains the classic out of the three. And unfortunately, they dropped the ball with Spider-Man 3. I think it's because they were supposed to make a Spider-Man 4. Things didn't go according to plan. I think they had to redo Spider-Man 3 and kind of rush it in a sense. That's why the story was a bit shite. But no, Tobey Maguire is number one. I actually really, really, really like Andrew Garfield. I really do. I thought he had more of the Peter Parker look from the Amazing Spider-Man comic books, which I thought he did well. They were It was a little different. It didn't have that same impact like the Tobey Maguire movie, but it wasn't terrible either. I actually enjoyed both of them, and I don't know, Sony dropped the ball on that too. They had a whole plan set up for Spider-Man to face the Sinister Six, like you saw at the end of the Spider-Man 2. You saw the
Oscorp.
doc Yeah, and Oscorp, you saw I mean, there was Rhino, what's his name, that Italian actor, I keep forgetting his name now,
Paul
played
Giamatti.
Paul
Paul
Giamatti.
Giamatti, yeah.
Like it was like it was cool, but it was stupid at the same time. But anyways, but they had the whole Sinister Six all planned up. They had the vulture wings, the Doctor Octopus tentacles. They had another Green Goblin, what you call it, the Green Goblin glider. You know, you had Electro that was in there, Rhino that was in there. Like you pretty much almost had your six guys right there. That didn't go according to plan. So I'm putting Andrew Garfield number 3 and just Tom Holland like bring in the new wave, new style a little bit. And you bring up good points that he had Iron Man as a mentor and all that. And when I watched Spider-Man No Way Home, and even
Okay.
me, I was like, but where the hell is Uncle Ben and all this and all that? And I finally understood now when all three Spider-Mans come and you realize, no, it's different universes. It's like, okay, I could kind of accept it. But for me, I'm I'm all like, I'm a guy that's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm a guy like, you stick to the original stories and all that. Even
Source
though
material, yeah.
even though the Tobey Maguire one, like he was more of a mutant, like the webbing came out of his wrist instead of him developing the whole the webbing system that he has. Whatever, that's fine. But they still stuck with more or less the origin story. And I found with the Tom Holland Spider-Man, they didn't really do that. But when you look back, you realize, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I get it why. But I
Cool.
think, but now, and I think this new Spider-Man movie coming up, it kind of kicks off from anything original. And one of the pictures, one of the teaser pictures they released was like him holding a victim that looked like the very first Spider-Man cover comic book. The first Spider-Man
Oh
comic
wow.
book. It's the same one. Like he's holding web in one hand and holding the. I'm obviously, I look like an idiot doing this, but yeah, no. So no, there you go. So there's my ranking. I got Andrew Garfield 3, Tom Holland 2, Tobey Maguire number 1. I
Tom
like
Holland climbed because of that. Oh my God, Marvel movies.
movies.
That's a long
Jeez,
one. We might
that's
have to be with the Arnold joke and the Terminator. We might have to do top Arnold movies, top Sylvester Stallone movies. We might have to, think about those. Um,
oh, we're gonna go
but
with best.
Sam, no.
Are we gonna go with best Superman next episode?
Oh, I
Oh
have my
my
pick.
god.
That's well, you guys will have to tune
Oh,
in to get that. But there are clear preferences.
oh,
Um,
1,000%.
I guess, Sam, we can start wrapping this up.
Yeah,
So, look,
yeah,
everybody,
1,000%.
big thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter, also known as X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're pretty much everywhere. Yeah, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Am I missing anything, Sam? I think
There's Google Podcasts,
YouTube.
any podcast platform.
There you go. There you go. If you want to see our lovely faces, you can catch us on YouTube, of course. Maybe we'll play with our little action figurines that we grew up with next time. Who knows? You'll have to tune in. A big thank you to our sponsors, Délice Lafrenet, Sunil at Habs Cave, and of course, Mike's Barbecue Rub. Fans, Sammy, big win. We've got a 40-goal scorer. Let's go watch some highlights. Let's go hear that Marty press conference. I'm sure there's gold tidbits that are just waiting
Big-
for us. We jumped on
Big game
so
Thursday.
quickly
Big
after.
game Thursday.
Ooh, you don't say.
Thank you,
fans,
everybody.
Everybody, thank you, everybody, for partaking, for the questions. If you have more questions for us, feel free. Put those in the comments. We love hearing from you, especially live in the episode when we can react and give our raw reactions all around. Until then, and until next time.
Bye now.
Bye now.
Good night.